Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us again on Keys to the Kingdom. Thank you for tuning in. As always, my name is Sam and I'm here to help you liberate from your flesh, define your purpose and live the life that you came here to live. And we are the warriors amongst men. And today I've got another powerful energy transmission for you. We're going to be doing part 2 to escaping the matrix. And this is probably the most profound video or message that you'll see on my Keys to the Kingdom platform. And I mean, how many times have I said that already? Probably a couple of times, but you know, what we need to understand about this game and reality is that it's a progressive game. So, you know, the seeds you sow will bear flowers, you know. And what I mean by that is there's a cause and effect to everything. So when you start putting your message out there, or whatever path you're on, you will see growth on that path, you know. And that's why I chose this path, because I wanted to experience the most amount of growth possible. I realized that's why I'm here, and I wanted to form a deeper understanding of why I'm here. I wanted to know exactly what's going on, and I feel like that's why I came here. That's why we all came here, really, whether we know it or not. We want to come to Earth to experience this beautiful dimension, and of course they need our help at the moment, and we're going through this crazy timeline split and this massive shift we're going into, and I call it the fall of the archons and the deprogramming, the age of deprogramming. The archons' time is up, and we are now going into a time where humanity is starting to wake up, and we are starting to realize who we are once again. And you know, who we are is source, and source is a state of awareness in awareness of itself. And because that's quite a boring state, we like to create programs or simulations, holographic experiences, and we created this experience, which is a program called Planet Earth, the human experience, the planned net for your soul, the planned net for source. The plan of the net is the programs we've put in, and the body is a program. It's a biological computer, and it has got many programs within it so that we can have this human experience. And there are many dimensions, not just the human experience, many different dimensions, different realms. But the human experience is amazing because we've retained a lot of the powers of source and a lot of the aspects of source. And we have duality here. We have Christ consciousness, divine consciousness, light, unity, oneness, compassion, love. And we also have the opposite side of the scale, and we have the devil, right? The mark of the beast, the body, which is made up of carbon primarily, which is made up of 6 electrons, 6 neutrons and 6 protons. And we are capable of many dark things, you know, so we see the whole polarity of source within ourselves. And this dimension has been hijacked. Our minds have been corrupted by the archons. And the archons represent the complete polar opposite side of the source. We are light, we are fire, and they are the darkness, and they are fear, you know, and they are hatred. They want separation. They want control. Hence the word government, which means, if you break it down, govern means to rule or control, and ment comes from mental or mind. So it literally means mind control. And when you control someone's mind, you're not controlling a human's mind. In reality, you're not a human. You are source having a human experience. And so you're controlling source's mind. And so the beautiful part of this is that source, you know, we have to go through a lot of forgetfulness, and we wanted to lose ourselves in the matrix. We wanted to completely forget who we were as source. Otherwise it would be boring, wouldn't it? Because you'd be like, oh, it doesn't matter anyway, and you could just lay down and die because you're source, so you can just create another experience if you want. But that's why we had to forget. We had to forget who we were so that we could have this experience. And the only way we could have a deeper experience and really grow was to completely forget who we are, and we, as source, but also to create an enemy. Now, whether the enemy is, divinely orchestrated or not, they do act as a great awakener, because they're there teaching us, and there's no growth in the comfort zone, is there? So, but the reason why they're running rampant on this planet and there's so much dark stuff going on is because we don't know, right? So it's not that we are allowing it to happen, it's just we're allowing it because we don't know. So as soon as we do know, we stop allowing it, and right now we are all waking up. Humanity is waking up, and that's why things are being revealed at a faster and faster rate. And we are experiencing a splitting of the timeline. So today I want to share with you what unity consciousness is, but I want to share with you a deeper aspect of it, because I want to treat this video as a type of meditation, and we'll do a meditation at the end, a guided meditation. But the whole thing is a meditation, really. If you grab yourself a nice cup of tea, light a candle, and sit down and get in meditative posture, or allow yourself to be meditative, because that's all it is. You don't need to sit in a certain way. All you need to do is be present and grounded, and have your feet on the floor with your head in the stars. So we are open-minded, but we're also here to have this experience, so we're grounded. What I mean by that is, if everything is vibration, like Nikola Tesla said, energy, frequency and vibration, then what being grounded really means is having a balanced vibration, and you can sense this. You can sense this in yourself, you can sense this in other people, and we see this as, if you're not balanced, then we see this as anxiety, and you can feel it, can't you? When you've got anxiety, your heart rate's going really fast, everything's a bit chaotic, and then it's not until you come across this sort of vibration, when you meet someone or you sense someone's energy that has done some meditation, or they feel calm, or they have dealt with their demons, that then you've got a balanced energy and you can sense it. And what I'm talking about is unified consciousness, which is a state of being, right? Because, if everything's energy, frequency and vibration, and we want to heal and we want to attract the life that we came here to live, then we need to understand who we actually are. We are energy, frequency and vibration. When the body is holographic, and right now, as humanity starts to wake up more and more, we're going to start to develop more gifts, superpowers, whatever you want to call it. And each of us have our own unique gifts. We don't, maybe we will share many gifts, but each of us have our own gifts. And you're only going to start to experience your powers when you start to take your power back. And so that's what this is all about, and this is how you shift to the highest timeline. But what we're really doing is we are forgetting about this work externally. It's not about changing the external. That is a reflection from you changing the internal. When you change what you care about and what you are thinking about, and then automatically you'll change your behavior, automatically you change the outside too, right? And we need to make sure that this change and this shift is happening on the inside. And so when we make this change happen on the inside, automatically we will experience this on the outside also. And so how we reach this powerful state of consciousness is we need to take our power back. And the more we take our power back, the more our gifts will open up to us. So how do you take your power back? Right? How do you create prosperity, vibrations, and attract more money into your life, or more blessings, shall we say, or the relationships that aren't toxic, you create better relationships, more freedom. And how do we take charge of our health? We need to take charge of our vibration, right? They say your vibe attracts your tribe, but your vibration attracts everything into your life. And so we need to realize that we are the universe, and the universe and us is one and the same. So what I mean by this is you're working with the universe because the universe is you, right? You choose to walk your path at source. Source is choosing to create your path, but you're choosing to create your path, and you're one and the same. You're both choosing, if that makes sense, right? But you have to work with each other, right? Because when we're in the human realm, we want to make certain choices that aren't always the best choices because we have the body, right? We have the mark of the beast, the flesh, right? The mind, there's a mind of the flesh and there's a mind of source. And because as source, if you knew that you were source, then you could make the greatest choices ever. It's like if you're, playing a PlayStation game, it's easy to make the choices, isn't it? Because you're not in the game. But when you're in the game, it's a lot more tough, right? Because now you're more connected to the consequences of your choices. So you pre-think everything, and now you're not in the flow state anymore, and now you're not, in true alignment with the divine plan of the source, right? And so where I'm going with this is, in order to take your power back and to create a unified consciousness where your vibrations are actually working, they're healing you and they are aligning you with the life that you came here to live, right? In order for you to do that, you need to take your power back. And how do you do that? Well, think about all the times in your life where you didn't do things because you didn't have the guts. Maybe you were a bit scared, you didn't have the courage to do it. Many people think that you have to deny aspects of yourself, and then we get caught up in this resistance energy because you say, oh, that's not me, and you're denying your dark side. But to deny your dark side is actually the wrong approach to doing this, right? So what we need to do is face the darkness, and what we need to do is to own the darkness, to be responsible for ourselves, and this is how you take your power back. Because when you do, you realize that there isn't anything to be scared about, right? And the fear isn't you, it's the hijack, right? That's the matrix. It's a program from the archons. They've put these fears in your head, and therefore now we are on the wrong timeline, because now we are seeing chaos in our life and things aren't happening for us. It's not until we face our fears, face our demons, and take responsibility for them, not deny them, take them back into ourselves and accept who we are and be responsible for them, right? That doesn't mean letting them reign over you, it means reigning over them. But accepting it, being transparent with yourself, not lying to yourself. And in this process, what you'll do is you'll shift timelines. So in shifting timelines, now you'll create more divine order in your life. Because now you've no longer got ties to the archons. They can't get at you anymore, because all they can do is reflect your darkness. They can't create, remember? They can't create, and they have no power. They only have the illusion of power because we give them power. And so right now they obviously think that they're going to take over the world. But that's only because humanity hasn't realized who they are and how powerful they are. And so when we start to realize this, then our powers will come back. And it starts with us. We must be the good example. And then your vibration changes, and then your vibration heals people around you. When you allow your light to shine, then you are unconsciously giving permission to others to shine around you. And that's what true inspiration is, really, isn't it? When you think about it, you're lighting the way for others to follow. That's what it means to be a light. You know, when people see you, it's like, you know, seeing the light, isn't it? It's like, oh, that's the answer. That's what it is. It's about being the answer, knowing the answer. You know, knowing the answer comes with being the answer. And many people, you know, we talk about unity consciousness all the time, and love and light and all this. But you can't really talk about unity consciousness unless you are in a state where you are unified. And so this is why you need to take your power back. This is why you need to become unified. And then you become a powerful beacon of vibrational energy. And then the exchanges you have with people are, you're always in harmony. And I always see this when I do one-to-one sessions with people. Because think about it, if you're going to imagine you're about to, say you're in my shoes and you're a spiritual life coach. So it's a big responsibility, because you're not just a life coach, you're dealing with people that are questioning everything in the universe. So imagine you're in my shoes and you don't really know sometimes what you're going to be talking about. Sometimes you have little clues, but somehow, yeah, it always flows really well. And even I used to notice this in the barbershop, because I would just let conversations flow, and then we'd always end up having deep conversations. And I bet you've done this yourself with people, you know, your partners or your friends, someone that you've got a vibrational relationship with. I'm sure that you've recognized how conversations just really flow, don't they? And it's like, I was just thinking about that, or yeah, I was thinking about that today, and stuff like that. Even with, sometimes you watch videos on YouTube and it's like, I was just thinking about that, no way. And then you start, you know, these synchronistic journey. It's a synchronistic journey, which is why I love doing my one-to-one sessions. And it's really all about just trusting the process, which you know, brings me back to my topic of, you know, the source is choosing your path and you are choosing your path. So you got to listen to you, but the higher aspects of yourself, and which means facing your fears. And you know, sometimes I felt a lot of guilt around things in the past, and like my stepdad, for example, who brought me up, and he was actually a good figure in my life. He helped me a lot, but I never really gave him that credit, and I always just thought he was a bit evil because he was a bit hard on me. But I wouldn't have learned certain lessons if it wasn't for him. And my mum and him broke up in a pretty horrendous way. We had to, you know, even call the cops. My little brother ran away. It was a tough time, and I didn't see him for 2 years. We even had a restraining order on him. You know, it's like some Jeremy Kyle shit. I'm not sure if you even know what that is, but whatever. And yeah, we ended up, 2 years later, after having my spiritual awakening and stuff, I had this realization and this calling I had to speak to him and just say thank you for what he had done for me. And I had to go there and do that, get that off my chest, and then I came into balance. And I was facing my fears doing that because it was a tough thing. We had a restraining order against him. Like, we were sort of scared of him. I thought he was going to steal my motocross bike at one point. Like, it was, he was a bit of an alcoholic. It was a bit crazy. And so I was scared. And he had really bad anger problems as well. And he was a big sort of tough, bald bloke. And anyway, I was scared to do it, but I had to face that demon within me. That demon, that's what it is. It's scary, isn't it? It's like, I might die, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. You don't know what's going to happen, or you don't know. So, and that's what fear is, isn't it? You're sort of scared of what you don't know. And of course danger's real, that's not what I'm getting at. I don't mean, oh look, I'm scared of jumping off that cliff, go and do it. No, I don't mean that. But you know what I mean. It's the inner demons that are scaring you. And even with making YouTube videos, I was scared of that. Even doing one-to-one sessions, I was nervous, and I was like, well, do I do it? Because, am I good enough, and all this sort of stuff. But then when I do speak to people, it always goes well, and I have good feedback and all that sort of thing. So it's really about trusting yourself in every area of your life. So everything, whatever it is that you're really worried about or really sort of scared about and doing, even people think, well, what would I do if there was an apocalypse and I couldn't get food to eat and all this sort of stuff. Again, that's a program. If you're worried about that, go and learn what things you could eat if something like that was to happen. Where you could get fresh water from, how to actually make fire and shelter and stuff like that. Why not do that? Why not? Like, it's not exactly you're pre-predicting yourself to create that experience. It'd be fun to learn. That's basic survival stuff. You should know how to do that. We should know what we can eat in a forest and stuff like that. And where you could get fresh water from that's not going to bloody kill you, or how to make a fire. Like, that would be a well fun day out. It's like the Scouts or something, so you can face all of these fears, and then you're no longer reliant on the matrix anymore. That's how you escape the matrix. That's how you come into vibrational resonance, vibrational balance, and then you stop attracting stuff that, these imbalances in your life. I've seen this for myself. I've experienced many more freedoms, much more abundance, and much more presence in my day, because I've not got that anxiety about, that hustle mindset. I've got to do this and do that. Otherwise, somehow I'm gonna be behind in life, or I'm gonna, whatever it is a program, and you can deprogram it, and you can face it, and then you can be rid of it. You don't have to live with your old traumas running your life, with your subconscious running your life, with these negative thought patterns running your life, with the archons running your life. And you'll see all around you how people are still living in chaos and all this sort of stuff, but yet your life is harmonizing. That's what spirituality is all about. That's what unified consciousness is all about. When you're in that state, you give off a vibrational resonance, and then you live the life that you came here to live. So we're going to get into a guided meditation, but before we get into that, if you'd like to have a one-to-one session with me, or subliminal reprogramming affirmations that you can listen to when you sleep that will help with this deprogramming process, then get in touch with me and I'll be happy to help you with that. Alright, so thank you for tuning in. We're going to do a guided meditation, but for this one you need to really be in a space where you feel safe and you're not going to be judged. If you've got toxic family members in the house and stuff, maybe save this video and go and do it in the forest or something, or wait till they're out, you know. Or if you are in a relationship, then you should be able to do this together without feeling awkward. And you know, this is quite life-changing. It's going to balance your energy. You're going to feel a lot better, and you might have some good sex. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I did. Okay. Alright, so anyway. So, with the human experience, the beautiful aspects of our nature is that you can put out energy and it will start to develop over time, right? So, what are the aspects that we have? Right, we have obviously the chakras, right? You know, you've got your basic survival stuff that you can do, and you know, you can have a connection with the earth and the animals and different people. Right, there's beautiful things, but let's just skip a few. You can be creative. You can be, you know, you can be whatever you want. An actor. You can be a singer. You can express yourself however you want, but you've obviously got this loving unity you can share, and you can share beautiful experiences with one another and in your own life. But you also have a voice, which is massively not understood. Like, think about what your voice is, right? You're just making different shapes with your mouth and your tongue and making different words, and then you're connecting with other beings. And you know, it's never what you say, it's the energy behind that matters, right? And what you say is powerful too, but the point is how you make words and sounds starts with 3 basic sounds that you can use without using your tongue. So the 3 base sounds are opening your mouth like this, and it comes from the base of your spine. And you feel the vibrations at the base of your stomach, your solar plexus, so to speak. And then you can put your mouth in like a circle and utter the sound ooh, and then that comes from your chest. And then closing your mouth, you can make the sound and this is obviously the vibrations at the throat and upwards. So it's aligning your energy field when these vibrations come off. And actually, if you make all the sounds together, what you're saying is Om, right? You know the Om sound, but what you're really saying is home, right? So this is a source energy vibrational transmission that I'm sharing with you. And obviously, when I say transmission, it sounds like it's coming from me to you and you're picking it up, but really, you are source and you're doing the work. It's like I can teach you what to do in the gym, but the sweat's on your back, you're the one doing it. Okay, so what you're saying is Om, right? Om. Okay, so if you get yourself in a meditative posture, because what's going to happen is when you make these sounds, your spine will naturally start adjusting and maybe even cracking if you it depends how much you've been using it, and you might get yourself in a perfect position by the end of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to utter these 3 sounds. So get yourself in maybe a cross-legged posture, or sit on a chair with your feet firmly on the ground, shoulder width apart. Now maybe you can do it on your back as well, who knows, depends what you want to do. You know, just rest your hands maybe on your knees or by your sides if you're laying down, whatever feels comfortable for you. And close your eyes and then join in with me, and we'll do this. So take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Really feel your lungs expanding, and try and get some air in here and just relax. Take another deep breath. Really feel the air getting in you. You're going to need some air right down into your stomach. get that air in you. Alright, one more time. And feel the energy around you. Just let your breath come and go. And then utter the sound ah with me, okay? Ready? Vibrations when you do it. your hands together in a prayer posture. Both your hands, when in this posture, they link both hemispheres of your brain. And this is about unity consciousness, being in a complete state, completion. Just bask in this ambience for as long as you wish. And I hope you enjoyed this video and this meditation. Thank you for being here, for tuning in. And until next time, peace and love.